Alright everyone, welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 6. Hope everyone's doing great today. I know that I am. We're jumping right back on into our game save here. Haven't done anything between episodes, so nothing really to catch you up on. The only thing I did want to mention is we are still trying out having some music in the background. It is very quiet, it's nothing crazy. But again, just kind of curious to see what your guys' thoughts on it are. Didn't really have too much feedback in the last episode and comments or anything like that, which is fine. So I'm going to take it as it's a fine thing to have in. But yeah, so we are going to keep moving on here. I actually need to adjust my headphones a little bit to adjust for that. So in the last episode, we were starting to get into elemental craft, which is really a cool mod to get into, especially early game. It's very cool. But there is kind of that point in the mod itself where it goes from relatively easy to okay, we're starting to get up there. But for what we want to do today, really it would probably make sense for us to get a fire furnace up and going. So basically this is going to act as a furnace for us, almost an infinite fire furnace if we have it set up over at a source, a fire element source. So before we go too far, I do want to just check and see what we have on hand. So we actually already have a fire crystal on hand, and we do have one drenched ingot here. Now I thought I made up a whole bunch of these. I would have sworn I had, but you know what? I probably used them all up. I mean, realistically, it's getting to nighttime. Already know. Because that guy's just hanging out there. There we go. Okay. We should probably put some of this stuff away that we don't need to have on us. So we did get a bunch of the burnt glass that we definitely want to have. Some sand we don't need. Don't we have setups for any of these though? We do have some setups. So let's just kind of like click through and try to just put some stuff away in those. And then everything else I think can pretty much go in here. So we don't need those. Actually, we need the sticks. A normal stone, I don't think we need, so we'll put over there. And then let's see what else. The inferium we can stick in here. And we don't need garlic, we don't need string. But pretty much everything else we kind of should have on us, just to be safe. So, from here, what we need to do is actually get some more drenched ingots. That's really what we need, drenched iron ingots. That's what we need. Did we cook up any iron here? We did not, so we actually need to get some iron going here. But you know what, realistically, I was saying how I want to get to the point where we don't have to utilize our normal path for this, but we would be kind of a fool if we didn't utilize something that we have early game on to allow us to be able to do that, which is the quartz grindstone from Applied Energistics. It is, again, it really wouldn't make any sense for us to does this do any stone? It has to be forged stone? Does it really need to be any forged stone? I mean, I'm just confused. Can it be any stone in general? Ah, we got some rats dying out there. I don't know. Cobblestone, stone. We need some normal quartz and a wooden gear. But yeah, we would be kind of foolish if we didn't take advantage of this setup. Considering it is taking us a while to get to the point where we can get up and going, oh, not those, get up and going our ore duplication from elemental craft. And then we need some cobblestone, and we should be able to craft up the quartz grindstone. So this will allow us to have pretty much to duplicate our output of ores, which is perfect. I guess for the time being, we'll place it right there. And along with that, we will need a handle. I think it's called a handle. Let me see here. What is it called? Because this is Applied Energistics. Do need a crank. That's what it's called. So get that made up just like so. Shift click that on top, and then we've seen this layout many a time before. I don't think I put anything in there, but yeah, we really wouldn't be missing out if we didn't utilize this. Now I don't know. Random things in here, no. Or I'm trying to think of the machine that we could utilize to help us do this a lot easier. Like a mechanical user? Don't think that's in here. An item user autonomously right clicks, which is what we would want from Cyclic. Needs obsidian, a magma block, some tripwire, some blocks of gold, and a dispenser. I mean, this is a good way to early game start this, but you do need magma cream, which is blaze. So you really do need to get to the nether in order to use that. So it's a good way to do it if you wanted to, but really, again, we would be foolish if we didn't take advantage of this while we were getting up and going our other way of ore duplication and getting more into elemental craft. So it's one of those things, it kind of stinks because you want to take a different path, but realistically it makes the most sense. So I'm going to spend some time, get some stuff crafted up. We got to make some drenched ingots, iron ingots. So I'm going to have to go back out to our water node, which is, again, I'm so surprised. I thought I made a lot of them, but maybe I didn't. Maybe it was something I overlooked. We'll get some of those made up, and then we are going to try to get up and going our furnace, our fire furnace from elemental craft. So with that being said, guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're actually going to switch gears really quick. I was getting some stuff crafted up and kind of planning out what I wanted to do for the remaining of the this episode, for the remainder of this episode. And I did want to get more into elemental craft, but realistically, it's going to make more sense for us if we get some better tools going. I was realizing that we are very, very low on gold, and that's not good. So I definitely need to get some more gold up and going. So how we're going to do this is we're actually going to get into silent gear. I did have to double check that, but yeah, we're gonna get into silent gear. It's a really easy and cool mod to get going with some additional tools. I feel like it's very reminiscent of Tinker's Construct without actually being Tinker's Construct. So we're going to need a decent amount of paper. So actually, you know what? I'm just going to take all of our sugarcane and just make up all of the paper. So definitely very, very good to have sugarcane on hand. I guess I actually had some, but it's fine this way. The other caveat to this is you will need blue dye of some kind. For us, lapis works the best. Now we are in the most recent version, so you do need to actually take your lapis and make blue dye from it. So I'll make like a little bit of blue dye, just like so. And there's a few things that I would like to get. So I think the first thing would be a hammer. I think the hammer would be good. There's also the paxel. It's a tunnel digger. The hammer is a tunnel digger. The paxel is a all-in-one tool. So I think a hammer would make the most sense here. So we do need some blueprints, and luckily you do get 4 per. Now I think we do actually need more, so let's get some more here. Is that not the right way to make this? How do we get the blueprints again? It is starting to get to night. You can obviously tell. Okay, interesting. Don't know how that worked out, but okay, let's sleep through the night here. We did make the advancement of construction paper. Once again, there are no quests in this pack. Any quests that there are in here, in the normal Minecraft progressions here. So here's silent gear. This is the progression here. They have different ways to go about it. You can go to the nether to get some stuff to get going into it. Start down here. Craft a tool with a rough rod. Use if you have no blueprints or templates. Damage a gear item past a certain point, and then you can redo it. Survival tool. Craft a dagger. We're definitely want to get a dagger up and going, so we can also get some templates, but this will also lead to the place that we want to go. And then there's blueprint storage as well, which is in a book, which I think we have the book if I'm not mistaken. I thought we did. Maybe we don't actually have that book. I feel like I've been looking at it. Oh, maybe it's just up here in the corner. But we're going to want a template board, and we're going to want a dagger in order to do it. Now, in order to do this, you take your blueprint, take a little bit of material here. It looks like sandstone of some kind to do it, or you could do it this way as well, a rough rod with a stone on the top or some kind of item on the top. So let's get a rough rod going. Pretty much all you got to do is take I think this, just take this and it'll give you the tool rod imprint. Let's do that first. So where do we want it? Dagger we want, and hammer we want. So dagger, don't think, oh, actually we do have what we need to get the blueprint, which is perfect. So then we can use this to actually make it up. So there's different ways to do it. You can get the blade just like so, but you also need a tool rod. So obviously we got to get the tool rod up and going. So where is the tool rod? There we go. Get that in here. And then we can utilize this to make some. You take this, a couple sticks just like so, and you get some tool rods. Pretty easy peasy. Now we are going to want to get that book going so we can store all these, because obviously, as you could tell, these blueprints are going to stack up relatively quickly, especially the more that you make. Now this sickle would actually be really good too. It'll help us with crop collection, or a saw as well. There's a lot of tools that I want to get from this. It would be extremely useful for us. But anywho, I'm blabbering on here. So we got that. We do have our tool rods. So what we should be able to do is craft up our dagger. So we take one of those, and I think we can just use stone. Maybe not stone. Maybe it's got to be, we use cobblestone on it. We can, and it'll have different things. You can left control on this for the silent gear materials, and it'll show you its statistics for it. It can be extremely confusing. For us, we're really just making this from a crafting up the whatchamacallit, these template board aspect. That's how we're approaching it. So I'm not really looking to invest so much into it. So we'll do that. We will get our stone dagger. It actually made us, it got us 2 progressions here for the rod and the dagger, and now we'll be able to craft up those templates. So we'll come over here. I'm going to bookmark it as well. You guys won't be able to really see it because it's behind the camera, but this is pretty straightforward. All we're going to need is some wood, which I do have some wood just chilling in our backpack here. Take this, just go like so, and we'll get some of those. Now I might take just a few of them just to have some on hand. It doesn't hurt, just so we don't have to worry about it down the line. Now if we back out, it'll give us the other progression as well. Those will do for now. And basically this does unlock an additional path for us to take, which is down into repair kits and upgrades as well, which is really cool. Now obviously, as you guys saw before, the construction paper was already ready to go. But anywho, so we have that going. We should be able to get going then everything else we need. So we are going to need some leather. I think I have some chilling out in here. So we got some leather so we can make up a book, because I don't believe I have any books hanging out in here. I'm not noticing any offhand. And then we are going to need some wool. So we'll get some string crafted into wool, because unfortunately I don't have any wool on hand. We'll do that. And we also need a gold nugget. Or gold ingot, I should say, not a gold nugget. We'll do that. Just need to craft up our book, just like so. And then we can get our blueprint book going, which is going to be, again, extremely useful because we can store all of our blueprints in here. I don't think you can store blank items in here. It's only the blueprints that you have thus far crafted up. So, perfect. We are on the right path with things here. So next, what we are going to do is we want a hammer. Now, again, pretty straightforward to make. We are going to need some more blueprint paper. And then we can get our hammer blueprint crafted up. Now, you can hit the U button on your keyboard over an item, and it will bring up its uses. So this will basically show you how you can configure things for it to be made. So you are going to need a tool rod for this. And I think you can make this in different ways. Like you could make a tool rod on its own, and I don't think it has to be set up. I think you can make this separately if you wanted to. But I haven't really dove in super far into like what the best things to have here are. But as you can see, it's just going to cycle through everything. So you want to lay out like so regardless. So just as an example, we could put this in here. Unfortunately, it's not going to stay now that I'm thinking about it. But I feel like we have picked up a decent amount of items, like this soapstone we've picked up. Now, realistically, we are going to want to look at it in the sense of you know, durability, maybe harvesting speed or mining speed, things like that. Durability, obviously the first one on there, pretty good durability, but it is just a stone, so it's not going to offer us a lot. Now, there's only certain things that will cater towards this. As you can see, like marble from Astral Sorcery is not, but these ones from Oh the Biomes You'll Go do, as well as like the planks, the wood planks. And very similar with our ingots, our ores. I mean, you can look at this, like the quartz is not going to work. The Certus quartz from Applied Energistics, not going to work. Coal, not a thing. But copper, diamond, and emeralds are all have their own set of stats that you can look through, which is pretty cool. Obviously, diamond is going to be one of the best. Emeralds are actually pretty good as well, which is awesome. And again, you can look through and see. So obviously, ranged damage, not going to be a factor in our case for what we're using it for. But durability would be very good. Repair value is very good. Harvest level, which is really good. It goes up to diamond, which is something that we definitely want, because if you start too low, you're not going to be able to utilize it. This one, again, iron is very similar. And then you can look at like redstone, which I think it's only utilized for upgrades. I don't know if it's actually utilized in the building of anything itself. But yeah, and then you can look at some of these other things that don't apply, like flint wood, but it's not going to be good. So what do we want to start with? Well, I think we have plenty of iron, so why don't we just start there? Why don't we keep it relatively easy, and we will start with a iron hammer. I think we can do it like that. Am I missing something here? I think I am. I think we lost everything. There we go. So it goes like this, this, and that. And that will give you your iron hammerhead. And it shows you through what each slot would be, so we could actually switch this up if we really wanted to. If I backed out of there and I'm like, oh, well, I actually want, I don't know, we could throw like one emerald on there, maybe. For whatever reason. I know it might be a little bit of a waste, or it might seem like a waste, but throw that like that, and then throw an emerald on there, and it'll show you, okay, now we have an emerald mixed into the match, and there's only a synergy of 93%. Take this off, throw that back on, synergy of 100% to show, hey, like this will work together, but it's not going to work amazing together. And it does seem like the first slot is going to be what changes color on your item as well. Now, realistically, do we need to use an emerald on this? No, we don't. I could take this off, stick this away, and what we could do is we could grab, I don't know, let's say one of these red scoria cobblestones, or scoria cobblestones, and throw this bad boy in here. Do that, put that in there, we'll grab this, just like so. Now, again, 95%, which is actually a little bit more than what we had before, but as you can see now, this is weird, it doesn't change the color on us. It did not change that color. It did give it a little bit of a different look to it. It's a little bit grayed out because of that. But yeah, so we could press control here, and it'll show us our stats. So it has a 250 durability plus 100%, which is very interesting, and it does have repairability, so you can repair these. So I'm just going to grab this. I think the iron one would be a good place to start. Really just a very, very simple way to start off with things. Now, the other thing that we are going to want, we'll stick this away. We need our tool rod, right? And we're going to want to make some really good tool rods. So you can make it out of different items, as you see. So why don't we try something different? Copper doesn't really have that great of a durability. I don't believe that this can be used for crafting up those. It wouldn't make sense. I could see it more for something different. Why don't we use 2 emeralds? Again, it might seem like a waste, but we are trying things out. This is all for you know, just giving it a go and seeing what we can get. Obviously, texture, it might be an issue here, where our texture is not working properly. But I think if we put these together just like so, it's going to give us our iron hammer, which is really cool. It has a bunch of different traits on it. You can see all the stats through it. So it does have magnetic 1, pulls in nearby items. Brittle, gears sometimes take extra damage, which is not that great. And then synergistic 3, gear gets a synergy bonus if base value is more than 100%. So pretty cool. Control, we can show durability 400, 75% efficiency on repairability. Harvest level is diamond, speed is kind of low, unfortunately. but it's not a bad tool to use. So we're gonna grab this. It is getting to nighttime once again. Holy smokes, I can't believe. The days go by so quickly in this game. But yeah, I wanted to get these tools crafted up so that we could have something useful when we are going in and doing some excavating, because obviously that's what we want to do. Now, the other thing that we can get up and running is a mod kit right here. So remove the gear mod kit removes parts of type, yeah. And then we could also get a crude repair kit. Yeah, there's different types of repair kits that we could get, which these are then pretty straightforward to make. All you need is a stone, a tool rod, and then some templates just like so, which I think we have everything for. So we could get that, but you have to have materials in it. So craft with materials to fill or a stick to empty. Okay, so like for us, we're gonna want iron in it, right? So if we put iron in it, I know I'm kind of wasting some iron here, we could say. But if we put some iron in here, which I think if we spread it out, it does it better. Yeah, there we go. I actually do have some more iron in here, so I'll just use this up. Jeez, okay. Actually, maybe it only does one at a time. Maybe we're wasting iron there. We might be wasting iron there. But anyway, so we'll get it to full efficiency there, or full possibility of doing repairs, so we can utilize those. So then we can stick all this stuff away. We can go into here, stick this stuff away. Our blueprints aren't going to just chill in there, unfortunately, so we have to put this stuff into here. Just like so. Okay, so now we have our crude hammer. Extremely slow, but very, very interesting. The other thing you can take a peek at if we go into here is you could look into upgrades. So you might want to make a few. So you could do upgrade bases, which are just these. Pretty straightforward, actually. You know what? No, before we go, let's do it. I mean, we're kind of pretty much already dedicated this whole episode to Silent Gear, so I want to fully explore all the capabilities that it has before going any further here. So we're going to want these. We are going to want our paper, and then I think some cobblestone would probably be the best. Let's get a upgrade here. All I need is some wood planks, so pretty easy to get some additional ones of those. I'm just never prepared. That's the only problem. So we have our upgraded base just like so. So then we can move on to a craft a tip upgrade, then craft it with a tool or weapon. So with this, then we should be able to get different upgrades. So right now we have this. This is actually pretty interesting. Durability and rarity. Spoon upgrades allows pickaxes to work as shovels. Don't know how possible that is. But I really don't. It doesn't really give us any additional upgrades, which is kind of funny. So we do have to take this with a grain of salt, a material grader. Interesting. What does this do? A salvager can break down some items into their components. Disabled due to issue number 349. This is what I was going to say. We do need to take some of these with a grain of salt because realistically, these are still in development for this version of Minecraft. We are running on one of the latest versions of Minecraft. So again, we just do need to take it with a grain of salt and understand that, hey, there's going to be things that are missing. There are things that are going to be expanded in time. And yeah, so that's all. We just need to make sure that we have that in mind as we play through this. So it does look like we need to get to that done. It's set to make a tip upgrade, which is actually interesting because it's right here. And all we need is some stone, some paper, and that, which I have those. I just need some blueprints, just like that, and then a piece of stone, and then we could get that going, which is interesting. Okay, because that's what it said to make, did it not? It said craft a tip upgrade, then craft it with a tool or weapon. I mean, here's that, but okay. What if I just put wood? Like, what can we use this for? So gold, lapis, that. Okay, so if I were to take, I don't know, let's see, what does this give us? Harvest speed is increased with redstone. So very similar to Tinker's in that sense, that harvest speed is bumped up. If I take this and I put this there, so that'll give us 1. Okay. And then if I take this and I put this with it, ah, there we go. Okay, so that's how it works, just like so. So basically this is saying that this is going to be on the tip of the tool itself. So if I take these, can I put more on here? I can, but how many upgrades can I put on here? It doesn't really say. Right? Durability, enchantability 7, harvest speed, attack speed. So our harvest speed is now at 4.68 for that. Mining speed is 8. Still 8, so it's kind of interesting. I don't know if it's really doing anything more to it. Yeah, it doesn't really look like it's... Yeah, it doesn't look like we can add it. It looks like once you add 1 to it, that's all you can add to it. So strange. This is a very, very interesting mod, and it's going to take us some time to actually get used to it. That's for sure. But now we know how to upgrade and add some things onto this. So realistically, okay, we don't need all this on us. What about lapis? What does this give it to us? Z. Okay, so there you go. So the main or the tip upgrade. So the tip would be lucky. So we could try that. Why not? Okay, we're gonna try to do lapis really quick. I'll just put 1 on. I don't know if we can actually add multiples onto here. Multiple different ones. So if we do that with a piece of lapis, just like so, and then if we take our and we put that, it will give us that as well. Interesting, but then it takes off the redstone. I see. So you can't have both. So let's see. Yeah, we can't have both on there. You can only have 1 at a time, at least on what we are trying to do. I guess we'll leave it with this for now. But it is good to know. So really, we don't need all of these ones here. We don't need all of those, but we're still going to have them. So it is what it is. But anyway, okay. So we can hit this. We can go down to our mine. I did make it a very, very easy for us to get down here. And we can test this bad boy out. So, not super quick, that is for sure. And it looks like it did take out a big chunk of durability there. Like, holy smokes. Yeah, we only have 400 durability, so really not really like the best, I'll say. It does have this weird thing where if you are mining the stone, it won't mine ores that you find as well. You basically have to separately hit the ores, and if you mine the ores, it'll then mine the stone around it. But this is a cool add-on. I really like this, and hopefully this will allow us to be able to get some more gold. And look at that. That's actually what I was just needing, because in order to continue with our environmental craft stuff, we need more gold, and that is exactly what we were able to find right there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So super cool. You know what? Do we have in this pack like some kind of, let's go back to our swamp here. What do we have for weapon holders? Anything? I forgot mine colonies is in this. How about like a rack, like an item rack? A drying rack, spice rack, tool rack, a barracks. Definitely not what we're looking for. I was curious if pedestal. I forgot Is Botania in here? Yeah, Britannia's in here. Here we go. Colored pedestal from pedestals. Is this like really complicated to make? Like I just wanted to make like a pedestal. It actually seems relatively interesting to make. Yeah, because you need blue dye and diamond and all this stuff. Like holy smokes, I just... Ooh, Macaw's Windows is in here too. Wow. Wow, there's a lot of cool stuff. A bridge too? What? Oh wow, there's a lot of cool stuff that I'm now just seeing in here. I really just wanted a pedestal. That's so hard to ask for. What do we need for this? Quartz? I literally just wanted something to place this on. So I guess we could do like an item rack or a... Yeah, we could just do one of these boys. One of these boys will work fine. There's an item trash can. So much stuff. Bulk item filter. Item user. Isn't that... We already saw that from Cyclic, yeah. That'd be very, very useful to have at some point in time. I'm getting so distracted. There's so much cool stuff in this pack that I'm really, really excited to get into it. We could just do a normal item frame. Pretty straightforward to do. It is starting to get to nighttime though. Into the house we go. This guy is going to drink all of his potions because why not? Out. Okay, cool. Now all we need is this. And then some sticks. Do I have any sticks in there? I do not. Wow. Always surprised when I don't have sticks. I'm always surprised, and I'm always surprised when my inventory sucks, but I should know by now that my inventory is always gonna suck. Alright, get that, some leather, we'll get an item frame, place this bad boy right here, and place that in here. It will actually go outside. Why would I have this here? Why don't we go down into our mine? And let's carve out a little bit of space here. It's so strange how this will function. It's kind of interesting, but still very, very strange. Yeah, that's going to chew up a lot of durability too. So you do want to be careful on that if you are using your vein miner. Okay, let's think here. What's gonna look kind of cool? Put this here, right? And we put that there. Be careful here. And we go in just like so. Something along these lines. I don't know. I'm not the best with the with coming up with thumbnails and everything like that. Go back to my swamp here. Yeah, because we take a lot of images out here. I mean, we could do it in the house. We could do it outside. I don't know. There's plenty of places that we could realistically put this down and have it work. So just like so, boom, go into that, and kind of just have it lined up, somewhat like so. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, but guys, with that being said, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. I know that we didn't get into environmental craft or. Yeah, elemental craft, not environmental craft. Elemental craft, as much as I really would have liked to. But don't worry, in the next episode we will, now that we have the resources that we really need to keep going on. Mainly just the gold. We really just needed gold to keep moving on the path that we wanted to move on. So, but with that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, feel free to leave a like down below. Better yet, leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking on the series. If there's anything that you specifically want to see or you're interested in knowing more about, I would love to hear it, again, in the comments down below. If you are new here, you want to follow along, hit that subscribe button and bell notification. I'll let you know every single time a new episode is posted here on the channel. I'm just going to scrap these boys. Don't really need them. And don't really need this stuff either. I do stream over on Twitch. I have that link down in the description along with my Discord link if you do want to join the community. Highly recommend it. I try to hang out over there as much as I possibly can, answer questions, and just hang out with you guys. So definitely a good place to chill out. So with that being said, though, I do appreciate you guys sticking through to the very end. Catch you on the next one. Take it easy.